Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing, this is a big review, I'll be reviewing the Xiaomi Mi robot vacuum cleaner. This was sent to me for review. I've had it for months, but I wanted to give this a few months of running this continually 3 times a week. The first time I had it, the first week I had it, ran it every single day, and ever since then it's been 3 times a week. I'm gonna do a little unboxing. It's packaged very well. You can only get this imported in from China direct through GearBest.com. Everything's in Chinese. There's nothing about this that is American as it sits, but I'm gonna show you how to turn it into Americanize this thing, and it's gonna be, I think, in the long run, a great investment. But it comes very well packaged, and all the plastics, everything on it is very solid. I was surprised. I thought, okay, this may be a cheap vacuum cleaner. This is the 3rd brand robot vac I've had. I think I've owned about 4 in the past, and now this one, and everything's replaceable. I think this is very well laid out. The construction of this thing is probably one of the best that I've owned. And for the money, $250 to $300 is about what you'll pay. Do not overpay for this. It's easy to do because there's a bunch of sellers out there that buying this for $250 when it hits on sale on GearBest and stuff, and then turning around up in the price and selling it, and people are buying it. But it's very much like a Nito and a Roomba merged together, and it's a very good design. I think this is one of the best designs. A round design is where you're going to end up getting your best vac from. As long as it's got one of those side brushes there, it can pull dust in from your sideboards and stuff. But everything's replaceable. Like I said, you can move stuff out of there and clean it very nicely. You need to inspect that monthly. I'm already going to have to replace a side brush that got stuck on something and tore some bristles out. So that's just part of it. It's common. You got all sensors below. You got a turning wheel up there at the top there, and you get a side wall sensor there. And then here's your wall charger, and this will just boot up next to your wall. And you can put this underneath furniture. I have it underneath a shelf, and it causes the robot to be completely out of the way, and you can plug in your cord and wrap it around and adjust your length of cord. So very good design there, but that's repetitive to what you see on all vacs. And then there's the comb with the little cutter for the brush. Now you'll download the Mi Home app from your Play Store or online. You can search it and find it. And then you'll scan for your robot vac. What you want to do is press power and home down on the vac at the same time. That'll reset that vac to for you to search. It'll reset the Wi-Fi settings in there. So once it connects up with it, it'll ask you where is this device, and hey, it's in my living room. You want to click create shortcut. That's very important because there's 2 applications that comes along with this, and you have to have the Mi Home on. So now you're going to go through here and you want to check for updates. You can see it recognized my Mi Robot Vacuum. So we'll go through the settings right down there, and you see it's notifying me if something's going on, or the red dot there, check for updates. And I click the update robot vac on here, but you really want to just select update all. It'll change your interface. It changed mine around, so it's a very good update. But I think I got this off the Play Store. I don't think I got it off Google, but for whatever reason it wasn't an updated version on there. But you'll get the updated version, but you do have to create a login and password to get the Mi Home app and to use it, and you have to keep the Mi Home app on your phone. So anyway, once you go through the install, that's whenever we'll get a new version of Mi Home on here, and we'll also get a new version of the shortcut app. And then I normally keep them together in a folder side by side. You can do whatever you want, of course. Go into the settings app here on Mi Home, and now we're going to go into the server. It's important that you have the mainland China server selected, or you can use Singapore server. If you've got an Alexa and you want to use it with Alexa, you can activate that through the Singapore server on Alexa, and as long as you're on that server, it'll work with Alexa. So now here's what the robot app looks like itself. You get all your information. You can see the robot moving in real time, and there's your voice pack. Because this is Chinese, we got to change the voice of the robot from Chinese to English. And just like that, whenever the English voice pack is updated, that's it. you're solid, good to go. You're done. And you got a timer. You can set up for it to run Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of thing at 2 p.m. That's what I do every day. And you got all kind of options in here, and your notifications are there that tells you when to clean sensors, replace filters, and all that stuff. But whenever you first start off, it's going to go a border around each room, section of a room. It'll typically per room, it'll do 2 sections per normal size room, and it'll do the borders first, which it does a great job with that wall sensor on the right side, and with that brush roll going, it really does do a good job of pulling the dust that normal vacuum cleaners can't get, like that inch, half inch against the wall. But this kind of keeps the top of your carpet really clean and dusted off and pulls it into that bin, and it does a great job. I have 0 complaints. And it can actually go under furniture. It makes it underneath this sofa table, no problem. As you can see, the clearance is great, and it's quick. You got like 3 modes of power to it, and the power also increases the speed. And you can see that speaker there in the front. That's where all your notifications, and it's very loud. There's like dual speakers there, and it doesn't distort or anything like that. You can hear it all across the house if it has a problem, and you'll get an instant notification on your phone, a push notification that something's wrong with your robot, which is fantastic. I've never had a problem with it. And here you can see the robot app itself in real time. It shows you how it's mapped out your home, and it's doing that with that little round thing on the top of it. And you can see where it's been, and you can see this from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be on your home network, and you can control this bot. You can pause it, and you can change the speed of it there, which is the power. Right now it's on quiet mode, but then you'll get a balance mode and a turbo. And normally I run this always on the fastest setting, because it can take a long time if you've slowing it down to be quiet. But at least it's there, and the quiet mode is pretty quiet. So after it does its border in a section, it'll go through like you're mowing a lawn and zigzag back and forth to fill in that section that it created for itself. And you can see this rotary head here, which is scanning the room at all times with a laser. You can see that thing working there. But overall, it really does do a great job, and it's expected. It's doing on par with exactly how all of them that do this, like Nito and stuff. So, but the round design and the price is the big ticket. And here's the transition from carpet to tile. Handles that no problem. Now, as far as carpet goes, you're looking at like heavy shag carpet. It can't do that. I have a little rug in my bathroom that it just can't do. But stuff like this, like little thin carpets, little mats that you might have in your kitchen like this, and then transitions there from hardwood to tile, it handles that no problem. And it also handles wood floors. All those dust bunnies and stuff like that are a thing of the past with these things. And it works great if you have hardwood and tile, and that's it. And even carpet, but we'll get into that in a little bit. And you can just see it moving around different devices. Now, this is a little doggy bowl, very lightweight, but that sensor and that push bumper there on the front really help to not scar up anything. And this is the worst of it, but I think this came from a past vac, but there's a little bit of a scratch or so down at the bottom of this piece of furniture right there, but I don't think it came from this. I think it came from a past one, because this one's very delicate on its borders, but it does get close. And this is where I have it underneath the bookshelf there, and it just kind of goes and disappears. But here it is going up over this. Wanted to focus on this because it has those ruffled edges on this little mat here, and it tackles that great. It always has. And you can also use this as a remote too, so if you want to tackle just an area by a door or something like that, you can actually manually pull this off of the charging deck and drive it to a place, and it will do a section. If you just hit clean, it'll just clean a little section there. So if you bring in some dirt and stuff like that in through a doorway, you can just jog it right over there and let it do its thing, and it does no problem. And then you just hit dock and it returns back. And whenever you start the thing up again to run, this is how it comes off of the dock and goes. Kind of scans around and gets an idea of where it's going, but it's very gentle, like I said, with things, and it handles borders great. But now we're going to put this up against the stick vac, and as you can see, there's the side brush moving, and kind of get an idea of this. Now we're going to fight off the vacuum cleaner, the robot vac. This is a Xiaomi, of course, versus the Hoover Lumix cordless vac, which I really love. This thing. It's a lithium battery powered. I can do the whole house off one battery, no problem. And then this may get actually a couple times over spot, because I didn't want to just go once over like a robot vac. I wanted to do it like you would normally vacuum. So you may hit a spot twice where the robot vac does it once. And here's the Shark Navigator, I think it is, upright, which never loses suction. So we're going to see what the outcome of these three against each other is going to be. Alright, so I did start from fresh. This clean filter, clean run, and this is what we get out of. It's amazing to me how much this robot pulls up every single time. It runs 3 days a week and I still get this out of it. But this was a spotless cleaner. I cleaned the robot up and down, inside and out. I wanted to give it this fresh, brand new start to compete with these other guys. And you can see that it pulls off a lot of the toppings. Like we've got two little dogs that don't shed, but it still is able to find it, and it pulls everything off the top. You can see the filter's really dirty. I vacuumed that out and the filter was clean when I started. So that did a great job for stuff right across the top of the carpet. And in the Hoover Lumix lithium stick vac, it went a little bit below the top of the carpet and was able to get some of the fine granules in the carpet, and that may be trapped in the middle toward the bottom of that carpet. And you can see that it barely pulled up some trash. Now this is the whole house, the carpeted whole house, just like the robot vac goes through the same exact area, and we can see a difference. You can see how it pulled everything off the top of the carpet, and then the stick vac was able to get a little bit deeper and get some of those finer pieces out from inside the carpet. Now here's where you will always have to have a plug-in upright vacuum cleaner. You will never be able to just do everything off of a robot vac or a stick vac alone. This is me going back behind both of those together now, and this is all of this stuff is very fine dust where it's agitated that carpet. It's sucked from below the bottom of the carpet through the agitation and the power of a plug-in, and was able to get this much material or junk out of your carpet. So if you do have a robot vac, if you have a stick vac, you're still, and there's the filter. I started with a clean filter. Everything about this, everything was clean. Look how much more of the fine stuff out of the bottom of the carpet this was able to pull out. Kind of amazed me. It shocked me a little bit. So the robot vac comes out to be a luxury item to have, to really help, and it is a great item. If you got the money, do it. The stick vac is like a broom, so to speak, but it can do the job the vac can do and a little bit better. So if you can get by with the lithium stick vac if you want it, and the upright, or the robot vac and the upright if you wanted to, but grabbing something and getting something up real quick is just better with the stick vac. And you're always going to have that traditional upright to really clean your carpet, which I suggest doing once every 2 weeks or so with the upright. And you can do it a few times a week with the stick or the robot vac. Long story short, the robot vac is great to pull a lot of stuff off the top of your carpet and to maintain your carpet, and your deep clean is going to come from your traditional upright. The stick vac and the traditional are under $100 if you're savvy, and then this one, like I said, is $250 to $300. Now the maintenance on this thing, you'll just pull it out like so to dump, and then the door hinges right up. I can do everything one-handed with this, and the filter I think is a good filter. Just feeling of it compared to the others, there's no difference. The plastic, like I said, of that band is really stout. It seals up really nice. So that rubber seal, that gasket, and the one inside the robot vac are some of the best that I've had on a vacuum. So it seals off very nice, and that good seal is great for suction. And then there's your home button, your power button. Like I said before, everything's in Chinese, and then the door closes down to protect that stuff, and it's made out of a great plastic. And then there's this side sensor. It'll let you know when you need to clean it. And then there's your little brush there. So make sure to just wipe it down if you're going to do a thorough clean through this thing, which I recommend monthly. just wipe everything down as you go. And then there's the little laser spinner thing, and that whole part can come out, and there's a belt in there, and then there's your sensors so it doesn't go over and tumble down your steps and stuff. And there's your brush. It's easy to replace with a Phillips head screwdriver. And there's your free spinning wheel. Check that for debris and hair wrapped around that. And then there's the little skid plate that raises up and down to help transition from hardwood tile to carpet and stuff like that. That does raise up and down by itself to help with suction and to grab stuff off your carpet. And just clean that stuff up really nice. And all those things, like I said, you can get replacements for, so no biggie. And stuff gets trapped right there every once in a while, but as it runs, it'll kick itself back into the bin. And we're gonna put this brush back in there, which it's squared spot goes in right there, and then just slides down on the other end. And then one-handed, you can pop this back in. It snaps right back in. And there's your comb for combing out debris out of the rolls and hair. And then there's a little cutter to cut hair and help pick things out of that roll. And like I said, you want to push these two things to reset your Wi-Fi if you have to, or you can just push that and tell it to go right on home. But overall, I really like this vacuum cleaner. I think for the money, this is the best robot vac on the market. I've used Neato and Roombas in the past. This one blows the doors off of it. It's oversized, over 5,000 milliamp hour battery that's inside this thing. I can do the whole entire house in an hour and a half, and it can finish it all and go back and charge. I think it's still left with about 20% battery life. So it's very impressive and amazing for the price. And if you can find this for $250, to me it's a no-brainer. If you want a robot vac, it's the best one on the market. This beats out those vacs that are $1,000 in my mind. It's a little headache to get set up and started, but once you get a rhythm to it through repetition, because you'll have to, I've had to do this one other time because I was messing with it trying to get it set up for Alexa, and I finally figured out it takes to Singapore because you have to activate that skill on Alexa, and I think it's through the Singapore server. So I've messed with it a few times and I'm familiar with it, and it's super easy. Overall, I love this thing. I'm glad we have it. I can breathe. Believe it or not, I've noticed, I don't know if I have a pet dander allergy, and I never even knew it, but I breathe a lot better in here. We've got a little baby, so running this thing for us and helping us out has been a joy and a pleasure. So Xiaomi, thank you for this robot vac. It really is amazing. I'm saying that as if I was going to buy it. I would buy it in a heartbeat. If something happened to this, I would buy it and replace it with another one in a minute, without a doubt. This is my number one 2017 tech item that I would say to somebody, hey, as far as stuff that came out this year, this is the one you want. It came out, I think it hit the end of last year. So I'm going to say 2017 release. So make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that dong so that you get notified on the next product review I do. After I get this one done, I should have another one coming from them, so I'm excited about that. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but I will be in communication with them. I gave this a great review because it is a great product. I was not influenced whatsoever by this item being free. So thank you for watching. See ya.